Today we're going to be playing a deck that I made myself. It is basically just minor chip cycle, but then I've got Skeleton Army Evo and Skeleton Barrel Evolution. And the plan is I'm going to play the Skeleton Army Evolution. Now, hang on. I've realized that I have no brain cells, and so I am incompetent at placing the Skeleton Army General behind a tank to make the invisible, invincible skeletons roam off by themselves. And so what I'm going to try and do today is, if it turns into a 2-tower game, I'm going to play my Skeleton Army Evolution on... Okay. We will absolutely take that. Please kill the mortar. Fuck's sakes. We are going to be playing the Skeleton Army Evolution here, but on the other side of the map. And what happens is the Skeleton General will go on this side. It will be one of the only skeletons that goes on this side of the map, and the rest of the skeletons will attack. And they'll be invincible and invisible, and it will be really awkward for him to kill my Skeleton General, just because it needs to have, like, a log won't kill it. It needs an arrows, and it's over here by itself. And so everything else will just it will just roam by itself, and it will be fucking annoying. That's what I'm thinking for today's video. And so it has to be a 2-tower game, which is going to be very luck-based and based on my opponent's ability to play and my incompetence. And I have some serious yapping to do, because I've been thinking about something that while we're getting into this, I've been thinking about something that I kind of mentioned the other day about, like, there's no point in, I wouldn't say worrying and stuff, but, like, I feel like everything just happens. I was talking about this, like, nobody knows what's happening, all right? These people that achieved great things, they didn't achieve great things by having all the answers. They achieved great things in pursuit of all the answers. They never actually got there, but they were trying to figure it out the whole time. And that's how they got to being good or great, whatever the hell you want to call it, by trying to figure it out. And to take that a step further, something I've actually been believing in recently is... So there's these sayings like, what separates good people or people that achieve big things and great things and people that don't is the people that do things when they don't want to versus people who don't. The days that you wake up and you don't want to do something, but you do it anyway. The people that do that will be successful compared to the people that don't do those things. And I agree with that, of course. That's just like a staple. Like, it's pretty much just guaranteed if you're just going to keep doing something. If you just are consistent, maybe not with, like, drawing penises or something, but, like, if you're consistent with something that will probably, I don't know, have some kind of benefit, you know, here's the thing. You can't just, like, you can't just goon every day and expect to be, like, a painter. Well, actually, I take that back. Maybe that wasn't the best example, to be fair. But what I'm trying to say... okay, you know what? I got to articulate myself, but there's a lot of things happening. This guy's got a mortar, a skeleton king, and a hog. So I'm going to go with this right here. And rely on that to kill everything. Skeleton General's kind of chilling at the back there, which I fuck with heavy. I actually do like that. Skeleton General actually contributing to the team for once. And look at the skeletons on the other side. Okay, Firecracker takes off the shield as well. That's just hilarious. So he's probably going to go Giant Smelly here. That's completely fine with me. I just want to get to my evolutions. All right, that's close enough. All right, goofy-ass skeletons are in the back. So he's going to give me a lot of value here. So I guess I'll just go like this and go with Spear Goblins and hope that Firecracker misses. And of course it does not miss. It never does. So let's snipe this and hopefully he plays a mortar into that. All right, that's fine. I do want to keep yipping and yapping, but I've got to take care of this mortar real quick. So let me go like this, and this is the great thing. I can just kind of, I don't even have to place something on it to counter it. I can kind of just keep playing cycle shit. And you know what, let's go for a miner in the back here and see if we can get some damage there. Forced out the rage, and yeah, okay. Mortar's going to get a chip on the tower, but we've got fucking 1,000 worth of Teslas here. Let's just log that. And then let's go like this over here. And just go for Spear Gobbies, which will probably get sniped by that mortar, but it's all good. And E-Spirit is not going to be timed well, neither is that, so we're going to take the tower. Alright, I want it to be a 2-tower game for the Gimmick. But to answer... I'm a bit all over the place, by the way. I've been sick today. I've been sick the last couple days. You can probably hear I'm kind of nasally in my voice. But I've been kind of thinking about this idea of, like, everything just happens. Everything just kind of happens, you know? How do I explain this? Because I don't want it to be perceived as like, no, well, Ken, like, you have to make things happen. You're in control of your own destiny. Yes, I absolutely believe that. And so if you feel that way, go out and do something. Like if you wanna be, okay, we'll just say a painter. If you want to be a great painter, not a gooner, a great painter, then you'll probably take some steps towards it. If you're thinking about that all the time, silence, little bro. Okay, let's be quiet. If you want to be a great painter, you're probably gonna think about that a lot. And at some point, you'll probably make you'll come across something that might motivate you to make that first step. Maybe you'll watch that first video, or maybe you'll just do it anyway because you find it interesting and you find it fun. I've always found YouTube. I haven't met anybody in my life that has found something at such a young age that they just really loved more than anything. I have never met somebody like that in my personal life. And I feel very lucky. All right. How do you slip up that badly? All right, let's see if this goofball is still going to play the game right now. Because I got to feel, yeah, okay. So that was a real mistake. All right, Squeaker. Sure thing. Well, you can have fun dealing with this 700 death damage skeleton barrel. And that's going to take your tower. You deserve to lose your tower for that shit. Okay, this is the thing. Oh my god, he used the log. Watch! The skeleton general spawns on that side of the map. So as long as I keep the skeleton general tanked for, you can see. Look at the skeletons. That is the exploit we wanted to do. And we did it. I mean, this guy's still trying for some reason. He's lost 2 towers. He's rocketed the corner of the map. But what I was going to say on that is, I just always found it fun. And here's the thing. If you don't find something fun, you're going to quit. That's like a staple of all time. Now, you can, of course, go down the David Goggins or Andrew Tate route, which is you make your whole personality that I am a Grindset Sigma hustler, and so because of that, I have to constantly do things that I find challenging throughout my whole life. Otherwise, I will not be able to keep this up. That is essentially what David Goggins is all about. You know, he preaches this like, stay hard, like do hard things. His whole personality is doing hard things because if he didn't, he wouldn't be able to keep doing them because that's the whole, do you know what I'm saying? That's his whole thing. That's what he does every day. So he practices that all the fucking time. I don't think we're gonna get the 3 crown here, chat. And same with Andrew Tate. And they probably find it fun. They probably get off on that fact, you know what I mean? They probably get off, they relish the fact that everybody thinks they're hard and they think they're hard, they know that they're doing tough things, they love that, they live for that shit. Fair enough. Maybe that's what fun is to them. Maybe everything else is not as fun. Maybe they were in a position in their life where, I don't know, they just naturally felt like they have to do this. You know what I mean? Maybe they were, like, if you don't know, Andrew Tate's the alpha male. That's what the 12-year-old boys are saying. And you know what? A good way to describe it is Andrew Tate is kind of like what 12-year-olds think an alpha male is. That's a better way to put it. And then David Goggins is the guy that runs and says "stay hard" and like says the F word in every sentence. These aren't real people. Ken's a real person, all right? Play Clash Royale. That's what you should be fucking doing all day. This is the person you should be taking advice from, right, chat? Smash like if you agree. Fuck. But yeah, for the most part, you're gonna quit some shit if you don't enjoy it. That's just how it goes. Unless you have a strong motivation to keep going, and this is where I'm getting to. If you're sitting on the couch eating your Doritos every day, and you're like, I want to be a painter, or like, I want to be the next Picasso or something, right? I don't think Picasso was sitting on the couch and he really had to motivate himself to like go out and do it. I feel like he just painted a lot, or he just drew a lot, and then he started to get better, and he just did it because he enjoyed it. He just liked it. It was something he enjoyed. He probably got fulfillment out of it. He always had new ideas. He just realized that everything else isn't as fulfilling for him, and so he just like lent into that more and more, and he just kept doing it. That's pretty much the story with everybody for the most part. There's obviously people like Muhammad Ali who are like, you know, I hated every minute of training, but I did it because I wanted to be a champion. That's another approach. And here's the thing, at the end of the day, to find that sort of like, to get to that sort of mentality where you're thinking these things, right? It'll happen naturally. Like, whatever kind of has to go on in your life for you to get to that point where you want to be like that, Like maybe you just kind of realize everything else sucks, or you want this so bad. You want this so badly. It's exactly what you want. There's nothing else you want more. And so then therefore you'll end up achieving it probably, or at least doing it. And you'll be able to push through the hard times, and you'll be able to have plenty of success. That's just how it works. And so what I believe is that I can play a skeleton army here, and I can cheese this guy out of a victory royale. So let's do that right now. Okay, if that kills my general, I swear to God, I'm going to lose it. Look, he's going to try and kill the skeletons, but they're invincible. They're fucking invincible, and the E-Spirit's not going to do it. It's still going to survive on 1 HP. And that is a perfect example of what I've been trying to do for the last, like, 700 videos, and it finally worked. Little bro got goofed on. And I could articulate myself very well there, but I still feel like I can do it better. So for me, I've always enjoyed making these videos. I guess I'll kind of talk about like the mentality with this channel was like, okay, I moved out of my dad's house, so I realized I'm living my life in an apartment for the first time by myself. And I was like, you know what? I don't really know what I'm going to do with YouTube, but I think in my mind, it's pretty cool if I just talk about that process, right? If I just talk about the process of like things that happen. And a lot of crazy things did happen with my neighbor and shit like that. I feel like even if I don't succeed, even if nobody wants to watch it right away, I reckon in 8 years of daily uploading and having all these videos people can watch and like seeing me change and, you know, trying my best along the way to obviously to succeed, I thought Kenny when he can't really, there's probably a lower chance that he'll fail, because I don't know. I believe that, you know, when YouTube gets very corporate and becomes like TV in the way that Twitch is right now with like these Kai Senate streams, I think it's always going to come full circle. It always goes back to the thing people liked in the first place, which is people just playing video games on Twitch. People just doing commentaries or whatever the hell that people used to do, like funny, stupid videos on YouTube, instead of it being like, in this video, or this is, you know what I mean? You know the type of intros I'm talking about. That is like the... that is like the bread and butter of YouTube at the moment. All right, I'm going to go for a defensive skeleton barrel here because the Archer Queen's going to go crazy, and that just provides so much fucking defensive value. It's obscene. And yeah, we defend. So I just figured that based on that, people would find it interesting. If it's not today, it won't be tomorrow, maybe not in a month. It'll be in like years. And I just believed I'd have some success at some point. That was the mentality with this channel. Not all the mentality, but that was one of the things I believed that I just thought it was pretty cool. I also have like a big passion for it, you know? I had faith, you know what I mean? I thought it was cool, so I thought other people would think it's cool. If I thought it was cool, I thought one other person would think it was cool. And I love it, so I knew I wasn't going to stop. And I think that's a big part of what I'm trying to say today. If you do something you like, it'll never be like draining or whatever, because I find that when I talk with people, if I talk with somebody, right, you know how people talk about how their social battery depletes? Oh, I can't socialize today because my social battery is depleted, right? People talk about that all the time. You've probably heard that. Maybe you feel that way. I find that my social battery recharges when I'm talking to the right people. If I'm talking to somebody I really just like talking to, it's just fun, I'm just having a good time, it actually recharges my social battery, as opposed to feeling like I'm having to put on some act and all this sort of shit. I actually feel like it's almost like I was resting. Like I feel like I can socialize for more. And the same goes with doing things that people call hard that might not be hard to you. If I had to draw penises every day, I would fucking kill myself. But there is somebody out there that could do that every day for 12,000 years based on their life experience because they want to and whatever. And they probably will, they'll probably become the Picasso of penises. Let's be honest. And I guess what I'm trying to say, if none of this is making any sense to anybody, but I know there'll be somebody out there who kind of gets what I'm saying, maybe even just a little bit. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to activate King. That's what I'm trying to say. So how about Mega Knight? You stop going for everything but that. All right. We're not going to activate King, but at least we kill the Arch Queen. And now we can go for this shit. We'll go for this over here. Fuck it, we ball, just waste our Evos. And then go for Spear Goblins to snipe that. And let's see. Now we can't afford Mega Knight, and the guard's on 1 HP, so we take the tower. But I still feel like some things I want to like iron out here with what I'm trying to say, but I guess the point is, like, things just happen. All right, nobody knows what's happening. If you're thinking about something a lot, you'll probably go after it because you're thinking about it a lot. If you're not, you probably won't. And oh, this is actually something interesting. And the cool thing is, if you're doing something you hate, like I really didn't like what I was doing at university. I've talked about it like actually quite briefly, considering how many things I've yapped about on this channel. I really didn't like what I was doing at university. And I've found in my life, whenever I've been in a position when I'm doing something I hate, I ruminate so much. Like when I'm doing things that I hate, every second I have, like I remember when I was at uni, I hated what I was doing. And I was like, this can't be it for me, man. This can't be fucking it. I remember distinctively having these thoughts. And I remember thinking, okay, this can't be it for me. So it burnt up this huge desire to like work at YouTube and just make it work. Because I wanted to do it so much. And I believed I could do it so much. And I was like, this is fucking shit. Like, I fucking hate this shit. And that goes for jobs I've worked in the past. Whenever I have dead time or whatever, my brain is just constantly thinking about, this sucks, what can I do instead? Holy skeleton army, Evo evolution value. Oh my god, please. Oh, you lucky weasel. All right, so that doesn't have any daggers left. So I hope that he answers that. Perfect. Yeah, you keep wasting elixir, and now I just dropped the bomb. So that's another thing. If you're doing something you don't like, at least that's what I did. I didn't hear any advice on anything. It just kind of was a natural thing that happens. And this is just me sharing my thoughts, by the way. I don't recommend you take anything that I say as advice. This is just my mentality, I guess, when I think about things. And recently my mentality with thinking about things has just been kind of like, everything just kind of happens. You know what I mean? And things happen very naturally. And it's not worth, well, it is, this is the thing. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to give any advice because everything just happens. That's life. You know what I mean? I'm not crazy. You're crazy. All right. I just have a lot of faith in the process is what I'm trying to say. The process of everything. The process of everything. If you want something, really bad, you'll probably get it. If you don't, if you ruminate on it a lot, then maybe you'll reach a breaking point where one day you say, fuck it, now you have the discipline to do it. Things just happen.